Hey y'all, welcome back to my modern homestead. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been around a while, welcome back. Today we're in the kitchen and y'all, I'm so excited. Let me show you what I did. Whoa, look at all those collards. Is that not beautiful? Y'all, they have these at the farmer's market. These are by Bachelor Farms in McRae, Helena. It's just right up the road. Y'all, I'm so excited. I've been meaning to go by there for so many weeks now. I kept forgetting. Saturday afternoon would get here before I would ever realize it was Saturday. So I made it today. So I got collards and broccoli. We're going to use both for supper tonight. I'm going to use all of those collards to cook right back there in that pan. And I'm sorry about that noise. That's my dishwasher. I hope it's not too loud. And we're going to use some of the broccoli, it's also in a big bag like this, to go in a casserole that I'm experimenting with. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to do it and we're going to try it. And hopefully it'll be great. Anyway, we'll find out together. And I think I might throw together some dinner rolls. I don't know. But anyway, let's get these collards going. Y'all, it was so worth the money to get these already grown, already cleaned, and already chopped. I don't have to do anything but put them in the pot. That's what we're gonna do right now. Here we go, into the pot. And look at that, there are very few stems in there. And that's what I love about these collards. You know, if you go to the grocery store and you buy collards that are already chopped, they leave all those big stems in there. And y'all, those are so hard to eat. They can be tough, they can be bitter, but there's hardly any in here. And I love that. Look how beautiful. Look how full this pot is. But y'all, if you know anything about collards, this will cook down to hardly anything. But you have to start in a big pot to get them all in there. So let's get some water in here. Okay, I do not normally do this, but I'm adding a country cured ham hock in there. And then we're going to add about, I don't know, I guess a gallon of water. And what I will do, I won't add any more water than that. I will let this cook down some, just a little bit more. I'm not going to add the whole gallon. I just let it cook down, and as it cooks down, I will gauge the water. If we need more water than that, then I'll add it, but I don't want them really soupy. And then we'll get that mixed in there too. Like I said, I don't normally put that in there, but my husband likes it, so why not? But what I do add is some beef broth seasoning. I like the better than bouillon in this. So when this cooks down and the collards lower in the pan, I can judge better about how much we need. So we'll wait until this cooks down, and then if we need more, we'll come back. What I'm going to do now is here on this side is melt down a 1/4 cup of butter to go ahead and get some dinner rolls mixed up. These are super easy, y'all. Look here, guys. It's just been a few minutes and you can already see just how much these have cooked down. So we'll just let them keep cooking. I'll add a little bit more water if I need to, but they're not really super hot just yet. So I don't want to add any water until I give them at least a few more minutes to see how much more they're going to cook down. Okay. So you can see how much it's cooked down. I've not added any more water. At this point, I'm still not going to, but I am going to add our better than beef bouillon. This is how I keep from having to add fat to my collards and still get the flavor. You do have to be careful with the sodium. Got just a little bit more in here, but I'm going to wait. I don't want to add too much. So we'll just stir this around. And if we need more, we'll add more. All there's left to do for this is just let it cook till you like it. Okay, here I have my bread ingredients ready to go. In this bowl I have 4 tablespoons of active dry yeast and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then this is 1 1/4 cups of warm water. And I got it a little too warm, so I just let it cool down enough to where it was comfortable on my wrist. You don't want it any warmer than what you would bathe a baby in. So we're going to let this sit here and let it get bubbly. And when it's bubbly, then we'll add all the ingredients into here, our mixing bowl. Trying to get all that yeast off of there. Ooh, look how bubbly and risen that is, y'all. See if it looks like bread dough all on its own. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I gotta check my recipe every single time. Add to a mixer bowl. Okay, we can do that. Now, what I like to do, it says to add the salt and butter, but what I like to do is add not all my flour, but some of the flour first to create a buffer between the yeast and the salt and this butter that might be just a touch too warm. It shouldn't be. I tried to be very careful, but I melted 1/4 cup of butter on the stove. So let's get all this goodness out of here. All right. Look how foamy that is, y'all. Oh, gorgeousness. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour, and this is 4 cups of my recipe says all-purpose flour, but I'm rebelling a little bit here. I'm using bread flour. I've never done that before, so we'll see if it works. So here's my salt. I'm putting it right on top of that flour. And I'm going to add in the butter. Mix it all around. And we're just going to keep adding this flour in until we have a nice dough. This is so easy, y'all, and it rises so quick, and you can have dinner rolls in no time. And depending on the humidity where you live, you may need more flour, you may need less, so start with 3 1/2 cups and add more if you need it. And if it gets to where you can't stir with a spoon, just turn it out on the counter and work the flour in. Normally I can just stir it all in. See, we're already almost there. See, at this point you could just turn it out and knead the flour in if you wanted to. And sometimes I do. Ooh, that already feels really nice. Just a little too wet. You can knead it right here in the bowl if you wish. See, it's already springing back if I press it with my fingers. And once we have it to where we want it, we're just going to cover it for about 5 minutes. And then we'll start forming our balls for the rolls. All right, y'all, this is not a fussy dough at all. And if you wanted to, you could actually make a loaf of bread out of this, or two small loaves of bread out of this. But we're just going to use it for rolls. So I'm just going to take just a touch of oil, rub it around the bottom. I'm just going to use the same bowl. And we're just going to let it sit here and rise until it doubles. See how it springs back? We'll cover it. And that's all there is. Did I say how long to let this rise? We're going to let it go for about 5 minutes. I hope I didn't say 20. Okay, it's been at least 5 minutes. Let's check it out. Ooh, nice. Okay, at this point, look how pretty. Oh my. At this point, let's just, first, I don't want it to stick to my counter. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on the counter. Not much. I like to do that instead of flour. Okay, but if you would rather use flour, flour's fine too. I just find you don't add so much flour to your dough doing it that way. All right, let's cut it in half. And we're going to cut approximately, this never works out right, but about 15 rolls. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So as you can see, some will come out smaller, some will come out bigger. It's all right, they're just rolls. Just ball them up like so. And voila, you have a little roll. Now over here to the side, I have a pan that is lightly greased. So we're just going to put them in there. So easy, y'all. These are so easy, I promise. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to let them rise. Now you can brush these with an egg milk wash or a little bit of butter, but that's basically just to make sure they get nice and brown on top. If that doesn't matter to you, you can leave it just as it is and rub them down with butter when they come out of the oven. So what we're going to do is just let them rise for about 20 minutes till they're nice and fluffy, and we'll pop them in the oven. Okay, while that oven is heating to 375, I'm just going to chop up some broccoli to go into the chicken that we're making. That will be our main course. And then supper will almost be done. Because this is not hard at all, especially since I'm using that rice-a-roni mix. Like I said, this is an experiment. Don't try this dish yet till we try it and give it a yay or a nay. because it may not turn out. Normally with this dish, I just use regular rice and some seasonings, just whatever you like, seasoning, salt, garlic, onion powder, whatever. Regular rice, either white or brown rice, either one, or a mix of the two, and some peas and carrots just mixed in there, 1 or 2 cups at the most, and just lay the chicken thighs in there. But this is what we're doing tonight. We're going to cook the rice-a-roni up until the part where you let it sit for 15 minutes. There's the oven. And then once we get to that part, we'll transfer it to the baking dish and add the chicken and the water and this broccoli. So hopefully it'll be good. As long as everything's done, not crunchy, it should be just fine. As you can see, I'm doing these very small. My daughter loves broccoli. My husband loves broccoli and rice. So here we go. I'm guessing this is 1, 2, 2.5 to 3 cups maybe. I don't know. Just whatever looks good to you will be just fine. There's no right or wrong. There we go. Let's see if the rolls are ready. Ooh, look how nice and puffy. We've still got about 7 minutes. Let's let them go for just a few more minutes and then we'll pop them in the oven. Okay, y'all, let's put these in the oven. We're going to let these bake for about 20 to 30 minutes, just until they're done. And if you like to be particular, you can check the temperature. It should be around 190 degrees, but not me, just until they look done. Okay, as I said, we're just going to cook this like it says on the box. And we will add the seasoning to it, but I'm not going to add the water until we take it over to the other counter. So all you do now is just cook it until it's golden. Okay, everything's getting done at the same time. I'm about to take the rolls out of the oven, but this was done. So I'll sit this here. I'll show you the rolls. Let me move this so you can see them. Here we go. Ooh, aren't they pretty? Now at this point, I'm going to let them cool just a second and I'm going to rub butter on them. This is such a fancy technique, y'all. Y'all aren't going to believe that I'm doing it. Look at here. I'm teasing. So easy. Just take a stick of butter and just rub it over the top. It keeps them from drying out. Keeps them pretty and shiny. Oh, it's so hard not to just pick one up and eat it. They smell so good. All right, let's put the chicken together. Let it cook and we'll be ready to eat. Okay, y'all, just take your rice and pour it into the pan and spread it out. Okay, then we're going to pour the seasoning. I did 3 boxes, so we've got 3 packs of seasoning. And I think I told you this is the cheddar broccoli. I'm just going to give it a little mix. Then I'm going to put in the chopped up broccoli. I'm not normally one for boxed mixes. If you haven't been around here for a while, you might not know that. People who have been here for a long time, you know, I normally do everything from scratch. Well, not everything, but as much as I can. But for some reason, this just spoke to me in the store. And it's all right every now and then for a special occasion. So I'm just going to mix it up, just so, and spread it back out. Okay, for this part, we're just going to take the chicken pieces and snuggle them down into the rice and broccoli mixture. When these cook, they cook down to next to nothing. And there are 4 of us eating, so I'm going to do 2 for each of us. Okay, let's add the water. This is 6 3/4 cup of water. And if there's room, I don't think there will be, but if there's room when we're done with this part, we will add the other breasts. Oops. Try to keep it in the pan, Janet. Okay, yeah. So there's not going to be room. It'll be okay. So let's cover this with foil and pop it into the oven. You'll use a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 45 minutes. Okay, we just took this out of the oven. Let's see what we've got going on. Looks good. I don't think the chicken's done. Yeah, it is. Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at everything we've got. Here we go, y'all. Plated it up, and it's time for supper. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Thank you all so much for joining me. You know I love it when you come and spend a few minutes with me. So, until we meet again, may you be blessed. Love you guys. Now to go get the pepper sauce. If you want to see how we make that, just look up there. See you next time.